Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of PPC Roundtable. Now, the whole concept of this is to bring more PPC related stuff in front of you so that you stay on top of everything that is happening in the Amazon PPC world. So, let me introduce today the top guest in our list. So, we have today Mr. Sandeep. Mr. Sandeep and I founded Regrow Media together. And it is strange because we scaled our agency and we are growing very rapidly, and we are a firm believer that growth is the solution to any problems. So Mr. Sandeep is here. Then we have Affan, our PPC director, as well. We will hear about them as well going forward, and we are planning to continue this episode every week and trying to get into live sessions as well so that you can ask us question. And if you want to get into more detailed PPC, maybe PPC stuff, PPC, something maybe related to more features, more updates, then we have our own channel, Regrow Media's dedicated channel, where you can go and check out. I'll have the link in the description as well, and you can get into more advanced stuff there as well. So without further ado, let's start with our topics today, because we all know Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales are there just in front of the corner. So we'll start a little bit about conversion rate optimization and then move on to the advanced stuff on PPC segregation, all sorts of things. So, Mr. Sandeep, I think you would be the right person to take this question because sales is near, right? When we talk about PDP, product detail page, we know how much important conversion rate is because traffic increases a lot during sales, right? And the quality of traffic decreases during sales. That is a negative of it. So how do you look at, or how sellers should look at the PDP optimization, especially during the sales time?
Right. So there are two elements we have heard. For most of the time we hear that it's traffic and then the conversion. So the traffic is basically the visitors which come onto our listings, and the conversion is something that as a seller, as a brand, we can be ready with. It's like a normal offline store where a store owner keeps the shelves in such a manner that whichever is the maximum converting product, they showcase them, so that when people even passing by, they have a reason to come in, because there are such products which are actually going to solve problems. So here, while we talk about our e-commerce, our Amazon world, so here a customer has searched with a search term. Now with that, we know that a relevant traffic is coming to our product page. So once a relevant traffic comes to our product page, what is that we have to offer? Because the customer has made up the mind that they are looking for a solution. So that solution either we are going to offer as a brand or our competition can offer. So whoever offering that solution in form of images, where it starts with listing images and then they quickly scroll down and move to brand story module, and then from there they go to A+ content. So when we talk about creatives, so these are the three important things where most of the times the brands, they don't invest on the creatives, because it is actually the product that is going to sell it's actually the images, I'm sorry, which is going to sell the product. So as a brand owner, we have to invest on our images, on our creative so much, so that when the customer sees, and they can easily see through a solution with those images that we have in our product detail pages. It can be listing images, or it can be brand story, or it can be a product A+ content. All of them have a very clear place, for a very clear reason to be there. Listing images are there to main image, first of all, if we talk about, is there to bring the traffic to the listing. And once the main image has brought the traffic to the listing, its job is done. Then we should be focusing on our secondary images, and we've got only a split seconds. It's either a second or a two before we can grab their attention with one particular image. So every image has to be so concise, very clear messaging, that a customer's brain does not have to apply so much time to comprehend the image, that what is that image trying to say. So whatever product we are selling, the messaging with every image has to be very clear. The mistakes that most of the brands do is they get stuck in trying to provide as much information possible through one particular image. So that should not be the case. Rather, we should be very specific, focus driven with one image, that what is the message that we are going to pass on. If it is benefits that I'm going to pass on, then which are my top 3 benefits that I want to pass on through that one particular image. If it is about the ingredients of the product, then what are the top three ingredients? Okay, top three, top five, whatever ingredients are most important. So every image has to have a purpose, and it should not be mixed. We should not put so much text into it. We should not put a lot of moving aspects into an image. It should be as if where it is very clear. And once the listing images are doing their job, they sell the product. And if there are any more doubts required, let's say for example, I like the product now as a customer, but I don't trust the brand whether they are going to offer me the kind of service that they can. So for that, the brand story plays a very important role. So the brand story talks about us as a brand, that who we are. So for a brand owner, brand story will talk about their rewards, their recognition, their how long they have been in the business, are they the manufacturers, how much importance they focus on the quality. All of those things can be in the brand story, along with little bit of upsell and cross selling other products. So if I am looking for, let's say, a camera strap, then if I know that the brand also sells camera cover or a camera bag, those kind of things can be shown in the brand story, so that I as a customer feel about the brand, that it is not just a random cheap camera strap they are selling. Instead, they have multiple products which are complementing. So if I have to buy, let's say, a camera bag, I could check them out. Okay, so if I am looking for something else to look for my product for my camera, I could again trust them. And then comes the A plus content, where A plus content magnifies what is there in the listing images, so that I can pass on a very through big images, normal A plus or a premium A plus, where I can pass on through big images what I have already tried to convey through listing images. Listing images like very focused, but in A plus content we have room. Okay, we have more room to play. We can do a lot more things in the A plus content, where we can talk about us along as compared to others who are selling in the market. Or maybe we can use different kind of a modules. Maybe one can use mobile optimized A plus as well, because there are some modules which appear on mobile differently, much bigger as compared to on a desktop. So there are a lot of things we can do in with terms of conversion rate, to improve our conversion rate.
Yeah, I think that are all valid point. Also, what we have seen with few clients is I don't think it will be the right time to talk about it because the time is already past, because the sales is just in the corner, right? So we have also seen the clients who have big brands and they have in-house graphics team. They tends to do one thing, which drives a lot more feel good factor for their brand. What they do is they change their creatives or A plus based on whatever sale is coming. Let's say Christmas is coming, so they will arrange and make some stuff towards or show some gifts, Christmas tree inside their A plus or premium A plus, and that way their brand value also increases in front of the customer, that okay, this is a brand who is doing something different. And we have seen this to go a lot into .com to co.uk, and brands do this a lot. So now we'll move to Afan. Before we do before we started this video, me and Afan was joking around about how jealous we are about Mrs. Sandeep's background. And Afan, I think we need
Yeah,
to level up. We need to level up our background game as well. So Afan,
yeah,
I think
definitely.
you love data, right? So I think you have a lot of things to share and add on to what Mrs. Sandeep just shared.
Yeah, so there's one or two things that I would like to say. In the recent times, the one thing Amazon has done good, is that before some time, it used to take around 15 submissions for a brand to unlock the premium A plus content, right? But now it just takes five A plus content submissions for a brand to unlock that premium A plus content. With that, with the normal A plus content, we were able to use five modules, but now we can use even seven or eight modules, right? So I think it's all about occupying the space on your product display page. So your competitors won't just show up, or they won't just do some sponsored ASIN targeting on your ASIN. Also, there's another thing. If you're not using the comparison charts, I've seen a lot of sellers who does not use the comparison charts. If you're not using them, Amazon will show the comparison charts itself, and it will display your competitors on that comparison chart, right? So out of those five modules, if you're using a normal A plus content, or out of your those 7 to 8 modules, if you're using a premium A plus content, always use the comparison charts and showcase your own products in that comparison charts. It is not frowned upon, right? So if you won't do it yourself, Amazon will do it, and it will just show your competitors, and that will be just another red flag for your PDB. So yeah. I
Yeah, I
think
think
Just to
yeah, Mr.
just to
Sandeep.
add to that, the A plus, though Amazon says 5 modules, but Amazon allows 7 modules in normal A plus as well. So they are like very tricky. They just showcase as if only 5 can be done, but they allow when you try to submit 7, they show the 7. And to get the premium A plus, you have mentioned correctly that earlier it was 15, and now we just need 5 submissions. However, we also need to ensure that we have brand story and A plus content already on our all listings. So if we do have that, then let's say for example, if we have only one listing, with one listing also we can get our premium A plus, where all we have to do is have a brand story, get A plus, then make changes to the same A plus over 5 times. Once we have done that, after some time, premium A plus will be enabled with just one product as well. So that is a good thing. One thing which is recently done is the comparison chart that you mentioned. With premium A plus, we can have add to cart functionality within
yeah.
our premium A plus comparison chart. Now that makes it almost mimicking the actual comparison chart that comes just above reviews and after A plus content. So it's like almost mimicking it, because we've got add to cart button as well into our premium A plus comparison chart now.
Yeah, definitely. I think why not? If we can showcase our other products without paying Amazon for ads, why not do that, right? And again, if our brand is showing more times, obviously it is better, because we all know that if we are shown multiple times, the omnipresent strategy just comes in, right? The customer will know that this is a famous brand and we are seeing it multiple times and a lot of places. So their perception also changes for the brand as well. So, Afan, I was in a brand audit with you, and you were talking about SKU segregation, PPC, match type segregation, then keyword segregation for with search volume in each campaign. Would you like to go a deep dive into that as well?
Okay, so well, I'm a very big fan of the data itself, and I used to work with a data-driven approach, right? I like my data segregated. I like my data, uh, so that I could interlink uh, aspect one with aspect B, with aspect two, and I think I've seen a lot of sellers who are just advertising multiple SKUs with multiple match types with multiple keywords in a single campaign, right? So it just makes so much difficult for an advertiser or a manager to look into your account, or look into that particular campaign, right? Because I won't be able to determine or deduce that which keyword has got orders on the top of search, or which keyword has target has got orders on the you know product pages and the rest of search, right? And which keyword has gotten orders for what SKU, right, when you're targeting multiple SKUs and multiple keywords in a single campaign. So I think you have to have this approach where you work on your every single SKU separately, where you run so basically I've seen some sellers who are targeting a 10,000 search volume keyword in a same campaign in which they're targeting a 500 or 200 300 search volume keyword. So that is just useless, right? That is just baseless. That 200 or even 500 search volume keyword would not get any traction. All the traction would go to that 10,000 or 15,000 search volume keyword, because that has more competition, that has more traffic on it, right? So the thing is that if we segregate, I mean, if I'm running a ranking campaign, right, in exact match type, and the search volume of that keyword is somewhere around 15 to 20,000, and I'm not even running an exact campaign, I'm running a phrase or broad campaign, right? I will do a single keyword ad group, right? A single keyword campaign. I won't use more than two or three keywords in that campaign, or not more than one SKU in that campaign, right? Because that will just make it so much difficult for me to interlink the sales to a particular SKU that I'm targeting, right? So I think this is very important, that the sellers need to understand that it's not some toy that you can play with, right? The advertisement, you have to be very careful. It's the most competitive marketplace in the world right now, Amazon.com or any other Amazon marketplace. So you need to be very careful when you're working with the advertisement, because I used to say that this is something, if you want to just flood away your money, just put it in Amazon advertisement, right? It's that easy. So I think yeah, you have to have that approach where you segregate your keywords with your SKUs, where you are able to segregate your even placements data, and you could attribute that placements data to a single target or a single SKU, right? So you could just make informed decisions, right? So yeah, this is what I have to say with the a segregation of SKUs and the segregation of keywords. Same goes with match types. I've seen sellers targeting a keyword in exact match type and phrase match type and broad match type in a single campaign, right? So that is just useless. If you're getting good orders on search terms, you won't be able to you won't be able to identify that from which match type you're getting that order, right? So yeah, I think it's very important that you use your one single match type in a single campaign.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Sandeep, you had something to add?
Yeah. So the thing is, there are two reasons for someone to mix match and then do it. Either one, they are very lazy, or two, they are very restricted in terms of budget. It's like khichdi that we eat in India. Either I'm too lazy to cook, other different dishes, or I
Yeah.
don't have money to cook, I don't have money and stuff to cook rice separately and then the dal separately. So these are the only two reasons in the advertising as well. So don't be lazy, and if you don't have money, then anyways you are not going to you're not going to be able to compete with the competition, because
Mhm.
there are big brands. And as Affan has mentioned that if you want to just spend your money, the best place is Amazon advertising. So either have money, be competitive, or don't be lazy, otherwise you'll be out of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously the more granular we get in terms of data, the better profit margins we have, and that is what I think Afan and Mr. Sandeep is also trying to say. So moving on, obviously sales are there, and when it comes to sales, the traffic increases drastically. And when traffic increases, if you have the same setup of your budget and bids, maybe you'll lag behind with and maybe lose opportunity to showcase your product in front of those extra traffic that is coming, and maybe you go out of budget in the first half or first quarter of the day, right? It may happen. And we have also seen that Amazon rolled out the budget rule per campaign a few months back, and now they have also rolled in their bid rule per campaign, which you can set on hour level. You can specifically set, okay, from 12 a.m. to 3 p.m. I can set this bid should increase. And obviously with Amazon, as we know, that they are more into increasing bid and budget and less into decreasing bid and budget. So they right now have only the increase option. The decrease option is still not there. And we have recently launched another video in my YouTube channel where I showcased how you can build your dashboard by analyzing campaign report, and it will simply give you an idea visualization of which hour is performing good for you, and you can simply put more bid and budget in that hour so that you can make sure you are not going behind your budget in that period. So when you talk about budget rule as well, right? So I think Mr. Sandeep, you can take this. So, what do you see general outline or mindset of clients during the sales season is, and how aggressive or how much do you have to push clients to increase their budget and bids during the sales season?
It depends on their experience. Those who have had experience in the past, and they know how these deals can either work
Mhm.
in their favor or against. So it's based on their experience, and most of the time, the mature sellers, what we have seen is what they are doing is they are ready to increase the budget, but only during the sale time, the during the deals time. They don't want to do it before that and after that as well, because Amazon is like a algorithm. This Amazon NIL algorithm, it's like something that you train it on. So if you train it to spend more, it's going to
Mhm.
continue spending more. Or if you train it to restrict the budget at a specific time, then you train it in that manner. So this budget rule that we have, as you mentioned, it is only allowing us to increase. We can do it either for the whole day or for certain number of days, based on the first feature, which is the schedule. And then the other feature, which is based on the performance as well, where we can do it based on certain goals, certain metrics that we have. The most common metrics that people use is the ACOS or the ROAS, where we can tell Amazon to increase the budget if I have a certain percentage of ACOS. Let's say, for example, my target ACOS is 30%, and if I have a bunch of campaigns which operate around 25% ACOS, then I can set that kind of a rule where I'm telling that anything which is less than 30, increase the budget by 10%, 20%, and this can come handy during a deal time, where we know there is going to be traffic, and if there is going to be extra traffic, with what the certain number of budgets that we usually operate with are unlikely to cover us for rest of the day. So in that case, this can come very handy and can ensure that we are there for the whole day during the sale time. So this budget, I think, is can be really helpful for specific days such as deal time.
Yeah, I think you were also talking about the day parting. We have seen that even though there will be some clients who can afford the budget of affording a tool, and there will be some clients who can't afford the budget of taking a tool inside. You were talking about how to use bulk operations for day parting. Would you like to share some points on that?
Right. So we can do somewhat of a day parting using these budget rules that Amazon has come with. Even the bid rules we can play around, but it is very limited right now. It's not like a tool like other paid tools that offer it. And same goes with the bulk operation as well. We could do that with the bulk operation as well. But then again, there is a lot of manual intervention while we do with bulk operation. So wherever there is manual intervention, the chances of human errors increases a lot as compared to a tool which we could just set some rules and then let it function. Whereas let's say if you cannot afford the tool because they are costly, okay, they're very costly for a normal seller. For an average seller, it is very difficult to afford such tools. Then in that case, either you've got the money or you've got the skill. Okay, if you don't have either of them, then it's going to be difficult. So let's say if you don't have the money but you've got the skill, or you have developed the skill, then in that case you can use bulk operations, where you can be ready with your bulk in advance for the deal duration. Let's say, for example, if I am running right now and I know for the fact that I have a limited budget, it's going to get over, let's say, by 5 p.m., then I still have time. And based on my campaign report on an hourly basis, I've already figured out that either I'm getting very low data after 5 p.m. because I don't have the budget, or I'm getting good data because I see a lot of conversion happening after 5 p.m. So if either is the case, I think we can keep our bulk ready, where I'll increase the bids as well as the budget of the campaigns using bulk operation, using bulk file. But again, it's very tricky. It's difficult to do it. You have to be really on top of it in order to get it done. And it has to be done in advance, where you are ready with your strategy and your bulk file. And by 5 p.m. you upload it. Or maybe you can reduce your bids for early in the morning. You can do that way as well. But again, you need to have data in order to know when you have to upload one bulk file and when is the other bulk file has to be uploaded, because you can't running with the same bulk file once uploaded for 24 hours. You'll have to have a strategy where you can have two bulk file in 24 hours and then see how it is giving the result.
Yeah, I think that is why Amazon released their campaign report with the hourly data, right? But still, I think we still the time range is still a lot. I think what we think. So the attribution still, I think the delay is still there. So Afan, do you have something to add on it?
I think Mr. Sandeep has discussed it quite well, that how do you manage the budget, right? So
Hmm.
I just want to add one thing, that is the budgets tab that is available to us on the advertising console, right? I think that is the easiest and most convenient tab that you can use if you want to understand your budgets, right? What does it tell us? So in the rows we have individual campaigns, right? And in front of that there is a column that tells us that in this particular date range, right,
Hmm.
this campaign has been in the budget this percentage of the time, right? So if the date range is like 30 days, and it's telling us that this particular campaign has been 50% of the times it has been in the budget, so it's a red flag for me, right? What I would do, I would, I mean, I just want that 50% to go to the 100%, right? I don't want my campaigns to go out of budget at any point in the day, right, or any point in that particular date range. So what I would do, there is an option to just increase the bid, increase the budgets. Amazon provides the suggested budget as well, so we can just increase the budget on based on Amazon suggestion, or based on our actual budget that we can give to that particular campaign. So I think if a campaign is performing good, and you have to increase the budget only if a campaign is performing good, right? So if that is performing good, then always increase that budget, right? Try to take that percentage from 50% or 60% to even 90-95%. There is no 95%. Try to take it to 90%, or maybe more.
Got
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Okay, now moving on, we were talking about the VCM defensive and offensive campaigns, right? So when we talk about maybe brand ads or display ads, we have seen maximum seller focuses on either page visit or conversion, right? And
Yeah.
I think in the last call we were also talking about or comparing the kind of placement the VCM campaign gets compared to other campaign types or other placement types, right? So would you like to throw some light on VCM defensive and offensive campaigns, how seller can take advantage of it?
Yeah, so yeah, let's talk about the VCPM defensive campaigns first
Hmm.
because that is the most important part for me, right? The thing is that on the product display page of your
So
SKUs,
firstly,
there are
would you like to take the full describe the audience of what is VCM campaigns for them who don't understand?
okay. So yeah, for sure. Uh, just like Facebook advertisement, VCPM basically it derives from cost per thousand impressions, right? Cost per thousand viewable impressions, right? In Facebook advertisement, in Meta advertisement, it is CPM, cost per thousand advertisement, a thousand impressions. In Amazon, it is VCPM, right? Cost per thousand viewable impressions. It's an ad type. It's a feature that sponsored display provides us, right? So there are three features available to us. Optimize for clicks. We can optimize our campaigns for impressions. We can optimize our campaigns for conversions, right? So we are talking about optimize for impression campaigns, in which we are paying Amazon for every thousand impressions that it is giving to us. So there are two different kinds of VCPM campaigns, offensive and defensive. We will talk about the defensive campaigns first. If you notice, there are around tons of sponsored product spots on a PDP that the customer can just pay money and show their product on,
Hmm.
right? But there are only 4 to 5 sponsored display spots on a product display page, uh, on which a competitor can show their product, right? So we need to be very careful. I mean, we cannot obviously occupy all of the 40 sponsored product spots, but we can try our best to occupy those 4 to 5 different sponsored display spots that we have on our product display page. So if you're running a variation, if you're having a variations of your product that you want to capture the spots on, then use those variations, give them like top notch VCPM bids, and just try to get as much impressions as you can, because the point is that we want visibility on those spots, right? We're not looking for conversions, we are not looking for clicks, right? We're just looking for the impressions, the visibility that we get on those spots, right? So we will pay Amazon good amount of money to show our own products on those 4 spots or 5 spots that are available on our product display page, right? Same
Yeah.
goes for the offensive campaigns. So yeah, same goes for the offensive campaigns, right? So the competitors have those 4 spots as well, right? We will pay Amazon, to show our product, just to show our product. We don't want Amazon to convert it. We don't Amazon, to get us clicks on it. We just want Amazon to show our product, on our competitors' display pages, and we can just target 5 to 6 different SKUs, maybe even 10 SKUs on a on a single, I would say, competitor's ASIN, right? So we could get all of the visibility, the maximum visibility that we can get on our competitors PDP, right? Because the sponsored display spots on a PDP are just a premium version of sponsored product spots on PDP that we get, right? So I think it's super important that we do this exercise as well.
Yeah. Mr. Sandeep, do you have something to add?
Yeah, so defensive campaigns, especially with VCPM, we have to be careful with using them with a limited number. The more we use them, they screw the numbers, or they mix match the numbers that we are going to get in terms of analysis that we do usually for a monthly basis, or a whatever duration we do that, because VCPM is nothing but, let's say, for example, if a customer decided to make a purchase for a particular product, but we were there in the VCPM form somewhere in the product detail page where customer did see our product as well, but anyway the customer had to make an, so even if it was an organic purchase, it will be converted into a advertising purchase because
Mhm.
of that VCPM, because the attribution will be given to that particular ad which showed that VCPM ad. So the organic can be taken away by, cannibalizing can happen. So we have to be careful with the usage of it. Another thing is, This VCPM, it also works really good when we do it at a product targeting level. We have tried that, and we see, of course, it really does wonders. You get the very fantastic numbers when you do that for your internal self devices. But when we do it, when you do it with the competition, there also we have seen them giving real good results. And another thing is, um, impression based is now also available for sponsored brand. Earlier it was only for display, as Affan was saying, but recently Amazon has come up with even a sponsored brand impression based bidding. The only requirement here is you have to have a brand store. If you don't have a brand store, then you can't do this. So if you have a brand store, which I assume most of the sellers have, then you can also go for impression based in sponsored brand. And I think it can actually help us achieve the objective of the brand awareness more with the impression based ad types, as compared to the the CPC based cost type that we were getting before.
Got it. Definitely. I think that was 100% spot on. So, yeah, I think we had a really good discussion, and I'm sure it is going to help the audience a lot. And anyone who is watching, if you have any questions, either to me, Afan, or Mr. Sandeep, just let us know in the comment section. We will try to bring on this in a live format where you can just simply go and ask us question directly, and we can discuss on it. We're also trying to audit some brands in front of you, maybe not their live data, but maybe the data that we can get from tools, so that you can get some more light into how you can utilize it and make improvement in your brand. So I think that was a fun session today, and we will bring on similar kind of session next week as well. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.
Thank
Thanks.
you.